Okay guys, welcome back to an update video. This is going to be a short overview of patch 0.9.1984. This released Thursday, September 19th of 2019 for Hired Ops. Now first we start with a change log. Fixed a bug due to which some players could not start the game. I personally myself have not experienced that, but it has been an issue that has been plaguing the game since free to play. So hopefully that's been addressed. Fixed game locations. It will no longer kick off when in contact with the environment, and it will not be possible to climb in stones at the lighthouse. Now this is referring to a specific exploit in the new lighthouse map where you could actually glitch into the rocks and be able to have collision outside. And what I mean by that is you could actually shoot outside the rocks. Now as you can see, this is no longer a thing. These are the locations that I'm aware of, and I'm not able to get into any of these. That's not to say that there aren't still some remaining, but it's good to know that it is on their list of fixes. Now let's start with the large-scale balance edits in the in-game store. What they mean by this is the in-game talent tree. Now starting with Assault, the Fragmentation Grenade, cost reduced to 30. Thermal Grenade, cost reduced to 30. Anti-Personnel Mine, cost increased to 70. I would guess that's because of the constant gripes of just how annoying mines are and how much havoc they can cause on the battlefield. So they've raised that because they actually are very effective and we're very cheap and able to spam quite a bit of them across the map. And finally, the Contact Grenade, cost reduced to 50. So what you see is an overall reduction in the throwables here, and then an increase in price for the anti-personnel mine. Now let's move on to Destroyer. Change the order of unlocking the cartridges. Now it is as follows. Number 1, 2 bullet cartridges. Number 2, AP OFM cartridges. And number 3, machine gun cartridges. And this means that as you unlock the offensive tree, the order and the types of rounds that you get has been changed. This is to address a balance issue with the Destroyer, so hopefully they have moved the stronger rounds from down in the tier of the tree towards the top now, making it towards the end of the game where those Destroyers will unlock those high tier ammunitions. Moving on, AP OFM cartridges reduce penetration and bleeding bonus to 20% and 30%. So these what they stand for, anti-personnel cartridges, I believe, or armor piercing, reduce penetration and bleeding. So these had a higher bonus to penetration of armor and a higher chance to incur bleeding previous to this patch, so that has been lowered as well. First defense perk Operator, reduce recoil control to 10%, again a reduction in stats from that first defense perk. Fragmentation Grenade, cost reduced to 30. EMP Grenade, cost reduced to 15. Improved Thermal Grenade, cost reduced to 30. Gas Grenade, cost reduced to 15. Again, we see an overall decrease in throwable equipment. Improved Landmine, cost increased to 85. So this is on trend with what happened with the Assault class. The mines have gone up in price, again to reduce the number of mines on the map. Morphine, cost increased to 70. Now it opens when you purchase a Mercenary defense perk. So this is giving you the Morphine further in the defense skill tree than it was previously, and we've increased the price. Morphine, if you're not familiar, is the injectable for the Destroyer that gives you significantly more health over a period of time. Moving on, the Neuro Blocker added the elimination of bleeding and fractures during use. So if you've previously had a fracture or a bleed, the consumption of that particular stimulant will not eliminate those if they are already on your character. Available for purchase from the start of the match. So they have moved the Neuro Blocker closer to what the Morphine used to be previous to the patch. Increased Ironclad unit mobility. Now I tested this out, as you can see, and I can't really tell a huge difference between the mobility of the Ironclad previous to the patch and now. However, I don't play a lot of Destroyer, so those of you who main Destroyer, play a lot of Destroyer, you might notice a significant increase in movement. From my opinion, not much of an increase. I mean, I suppose there's a slight mobility buff there, but really didn't detect anything that was noticeable. So let's go to Sniper. Reduce the amount of armor received by a sniper from perks of a protective branch. Now it's 30, 20, 20. So this means as you move down the defensive tree, the attributes of the armor that you have received are significantly less than they were previous to the patch. So the order in which you gain armor has been changed. Reduce the bonus in the third attack perk. Reduce the sound of steps from 70% to 40%. So this third attack that was doing a reduction in stepping sounds at 70% has now been lowered to 40%. So those footsteps are going to be slightly louder than they were before. Perk Reconnaissance Drone now opens for the third defense perk. Previously, the Reconnaissance Drone was available in the second tier of trees, and now you have to make it all the way to your third tier in order to purchase the Reconnaissance Drone. EMP Strike now opens for second defense perk. So this EMP Strike used to be in the third tier of Sniper, has been switched, basically swapped with that Reconnaissance Drone, and is now in the second tier. Anti-personnel mine cost increased to 60. Again, we see a trend with the mines across all classes. We have an increase of money for the personnel mines at 60. Fragmentation grenade cost reduced to 30. Thermal grenade cost reduced to 30. Again, continuing with the reduction in cost to throwable equipment. And finally, the Scout. Chemical combustion grenade cost reduced to 40. Frag grenade cost reduced to 30. Triple flashbang grenade cost reduced to 25. Poison grenade cost reduced to 40. And the jammer grenade cost reduced to 25. Finally, the bio reagent, which is the artillery strike that produces a poisonous cloud, has been reduced from 400 to 300. So now those are more accessible towards the end game. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and going over this patch. Hopefully this breaks everything down for you and you understand why some changes have been made and why some things might look swapped around the next time you get on Hired Ops. Look forward to those class breakdowns. They're still on the way and more videos as always. We'll see you in the next one.